Yo, if you have not seen, there was a new Mac reveal video on the official The Bazaar channel, and well, Mac is coming. The wait is not going to be long, because Mac is coming to The Bazaar on 2nd of April. So that's only a couple of days actually. It also means that Season 1 is going to start, I think. We'll see what else that day brings us. However, I mean, there were a lot of things that might have, gone unnoticed. That's enough of the intro. Let's jump into it. First of all, at the very beginning, we have a quick introduction who the Mac is. Oh, I keep calling him the Mac, but yeah, we get to know who Mac is, we get to know his family, and we learn that he's a bit of a, party boy. And I wanted to show you this still here because we can see a couple of characters from the Bazaar. So first of all, here we have this new merchant, or well, skill vendor, that is related to Mac. So that's some sort of a sneak peek here. And also, if I'm not mistaken, this right here is Sergeant Suds. I'm pretty sure we're going to make a whole under the surface video regarding Mac with Blake, so you can wait for that. Let's look at something more intriguing. We have our first look into what it feels like to play Mac. We have a couple of items here on the board. We know Athanor, and I'm going to tell you about this potion in a minute, but we have a couple of new items. This is like a small potion, I guess. It's not the main thing I wanted to talk about. See right here. This here is a new chest, and we have a Weaselpede right on the cover. I really enjoyed the design. We have also a new skill, probably relating to potions, since, well, we have a potion right here. But we also have a new bank, and I'm not 100% sure what it is. This is definitely a wizard's hat, but what is below, I'm not 100% sure. This is a potion? Maybe this is some sort of stool? Who knows? The main attraction here is new board, specifically for Mac. Let's go here, because this is like a better view without any obstructions. This map sort of depicts, I guess, his mansion, I suppose. There's a bit with some sort of alchemical machine, and I'm going to probably post a clip right here because bubbles are back! No way! So yeah, that is huge in my opinion. Right here we have a poisonous plant, and if you have encountered this get a poison item encounter, there are those types of plants there. So this guy, Mac, is all about poison. So yeah, that's fairly obvious that he's going to have a poison item or poison plant on his board. There's also a dragon egg here. Well, shh. Nobody knows it's a dragon, but I'm going to sort of spoil that it is a dragon, but in a minute. We also have this little skeleton creature here, and right now it is sleeping, but look here. Oh, it's alert. So I'm pretty sure whenever you click it, it, awakes and maybe barks or something. This is probably a cat, so maybe it meows. We also have this alchemy book or something, so it probably also has some sort of animation. Maps are cool, essentially. Yeah, as I said, we have a spirit dragon or something. If I zoom here, see, the egg has been broken and the dragon emerged, and it looks epic, definitely. In terms of boards, we also have this one, but I'm not 100% sure if this is going to actually be put into the game, because we had something similar in Nufu video. I guess this is more in line with the current layout of the game, so maybe they have updated it. I guess we can hope that this will come to the Bazaar, because it looks really nice really peaceful, though I guess I don't know, the perspective is sort of off. It feels like this part here, you know, the board itself sort of pops out of the screen and the background is, well, in the background. Whereas this right here, or well, maybe this, feels more ingrained together, you know, like fits better together. Who knows? Okay, I promised you that I'm going to show you how the chest looks from the inside. And, well, we have a lot of items here, but we can see a bit of the chest background. So right here, it feels like we have the weasel pit and some sort of tree. I assume there's another weasel pit on the other side. We'll probably have to wait until the 2nd of April until we can see the chest in its full glory. I feel like this chest, like Mac's chest, is going to be the most premium out of the 3 we have right now in the game, or like we will have in the game. And also we can see a couple of new items, right? Frozen fire, candles, those things I'm going to show you later on, where we, you know, talk about new items that are introduced. Actually, I have a whole video regarding Mac items that I, you know, made 4 months ago, so it's a little bit out of date, but the general idea still stands. So if you want to check it out, there's probably a link in the description. There's probably like somewhere there you know, also a link. You know what to do. It's not your first day on YouTube. We're going to go back for the items in a second, but first I wanted to talk about more general stuff. So right here, we have new merchant that sells potions. It's probably exclusive to Mac, since we can see this icon right here. I guess the art looks nice, but it's not the only thing. Here we have Zosima, or however you want to pronounce that. She collects venom, and yeah, she teaches Mac skills. But that's not all. See here, this is a level up screen, and yeah, you can go for Zosima, but what I was mostly interested about was those flares. Like, we know what this is, we've seen that flare, but we have a new flare regarding skills. Maybe there will be more new flares, or ribbons, whatever you want to call it. Something you might have missed, you know? So I wanted to bring it up. Another section that I wanted to sort of talk about are skins, because we have been shown a couple of skins. Right here, we have a new card back, like Mac card back. It looks really cool. It makes me think of Full Metal Alchemist, you know? So maybe there was some sort of inspiration there. Besides card back, we have Rag. I'm not sure if I really like it, but I can appreciate the sort of details, because it definitely looks like as if it was, and now I don't know the word, but it looks like it has been sewn actually, you know, like this feels like it's fluffy. I might have checked the word beforehand, but yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah, let's look through the skins that they have shown us. Like, there's obviously the basic Mac, but this here is some sort of Mac that is studying. I suppose this is going to be like regular silver skill or something, silver skin, you know? So something rather common. It doesn't look that impressive. This right here on the magic carpet might be a gold skill. It feels not really more detailed, but more prestigious. I'm not really sure. I guess you can post a comment and tell me which of the skins you prefer the most. I think I like this one the most. Like, look at this guy. He's so mysterious, and it brings the sort of idea of noir detective films, that type of stuff. I would assume this is a diamond skin because it looks sleek. If we assume we are going from silver to gold to diamond, we now go for a legendary skin. And this definitely feels like a legendary skin. We have a lot of glowing elements and also like Mac floats. I have no idea why, but okay, I guess. Yeah, we also have this peaceful Mac that is drinking tea or whatever it is, some sort of like infusion, probably. I would assume this is also an upcoming skin. I'm not 100% sure, but I assume that since they made this graphic, they would probably use it. So yeah, this is most likely going to be a skin. At the very last, they have sneaked in new Pygmalion skin, actually. This looks like some sort of war drama Pygmalion, I guess. There's also like a Dooley skin that I'm going to show you in a second. This looks menacing, you know? yeah, this is the new Dully skin that was also sneaked into the video. It sort of reminds me of the legendary one. You know, there's like there are robotic arms, and Dully appears to repair another arm of some other robot. Who knows? I think this is a good time to also talk about new items. And I think since we're here, we can talk about new Dully items. And look at those beauties. It's almost a given that we are getting a card pack for Dully. I assume that the new Dully pack is going to be related to some mecha bugs. So yeah, we have a spider, some sort of mantis. I'm not really sure what it is. Some sort of grasshopper? I have no idea, but yeah, those two are utility because yeah, they do not have any gems here. This one is burning. Let's look at those diamond items because this feels like some sort of combo. Because yeah, we have some laser sword and crystal shield or ice shield. If we look at this scarab here, isn't that this exact sword on its back? And isn't that the shield right beneath it? Like, look here. I have a sneaking suspicion that those two items are getting multicast because they are next to, or well, adjacent, right? Adjacent to this big scarab. That is my guess. Yeah, we have a couple of new items for Mac here as well, but I'm going to show you first this. Remember in the, I think it was the very first Under the Surface episode where we talked about the crew of Vanessa. One of her crewmates was an orangutan, right? And look here, we have a card that is an orangutan. So for the second card pack that is going to come out next month is Vanessa's crew, because another card that we are going to get is this sort of cat person. That would make sense, and you know, this is sort of shadow government stuff again, but yeah, this is exactly what we have been talking about, like a card pack that is related to her crew, and it appears we are getting exactly that. Let's get quickly back to Mac items, because this is finally the section where we will talk about Mac items. Mortar and pestle, everybody knows what this is. This is Gloop Flail, I think that's how it's called. I'm going to show you this item in full glory in a second. This is Runic Blade, which I will also show you in full glory in a second. Those two here are unknown actually, and we already have Lion Cane, so this appears to be Snake Cane. No idea what it does. Maybe something related to poison, since snake are usually venomous, and also some sort of burn poison, but burn potion, but at the same time it doesn't have a gem, like orange gem here, so it's probably some form of utility actually. Maybe it buffs other burn items, who knows. This here is another still from the video. We have a lot of new items here. Not everything is actually explained. We know Cauldron, obviously, we know Rainbow Potion, but we also have some sort of DNA potion. This is a healing potion. Well, it's red, it's round, so that's like the depiction of healing potions in games, and it also heals, you know, so yeah, it's a healing potion, definitely. This here is again this small potion, not necessarily sure on what it does. This here is some sort of distillery. Probably it also affects potions, but who knows. This to me looks like quartz, so this is probably another gem item. We have whole array of those, so probably another, you know, for the collection. This is Memento Mori. You know, I'm going to show you in a second because this is actually a really cool item. This looks like Mercury. This is probably the book right here from the corner, but hard to say. But yeah, as I said, I already did a Mac video that, you know, treats about about his items, and I was, you know, suggesting that besides lifesteal weapon build like archetype and also like burn poison archetype, we could also get like a potion sort of control build, and this would probably fit right in that section. Also, well, it slows, right? So maybe some sort of slow build. We already know that there are some slow items in max item pool, but Bottled Tornado here, you can see after 7 seconds, it begins the Sandstorm. So Crocodile Tears here, we're going to go back to candles in a second. See, when your enemy takes damage, this gains +4 damage for the fight. Would you look at that? Sandstorm ticks very quickly. So if you live for next 4 seconds after the bottle triggers, this one, you are probably hitting fairly hard with those Crocodile Tears. I assume that with higher tiers of this item, you're going to get +6 and +8 the diamond. But who knows, maybe it's even more, maybe it's +8 and then +12. Let's get back to candles. It's not the highest quality image, but as you can see, it's essentially Micro Dave for Mac. So yeah, everybody knows Micro Dave. Micro Dave is okay. We have Fireflies, another bend/slow. Like, this isn't that great because it has a really long cooldown, but who knows, maybe it's usable. We have Frozen Fire. Hard to say if it's usable. It has fairly short cooldown, and if you have some sort of freeze engine, maybe you can buff it. I don't know how many freezing items Mac actually has. And yeah, Goop Flail, as I said. And it has a fairly long cooldown, but if you can buff its damage, it can actually do some, poisoning. The art is probably the main part about this item. It's so goofy, I can't even. We have also an Hourglass, and this is like rocket boosters, from Dooley. Oh, not rocket boosters, jetpack. I think that's, or rocket pack? I don't remember, but you know what item I have in mind. So this reduces adjacent items cooldowns by 4% at bronze, so I assume it's 4, 8, 12, 16, but it might be as well 4, 6, 8, and 10. I guess 10% on a small item, but at the same time, it's a slot that you are not doing anything with, but it's a tool, so you can get it from docks, for example. Maybe it's actually usable. We have Ice Claw, and this is actually pretty nice art. Yeah, that's an item for that Frozen Fire because it freezes, but on a 9-second cooldown, and then it buffs itself a bit. I'm not sure how usable it is going to be, but well, we need to wait and see. We have Infinite Potion, which I liked it. This is fun, you get a bit of regeneration and then you reload this on a 3-second cooldown. I assume that some sort of potion build triggers potion use. I think you're going to use it because, yeah, it's going to be some sort of enabler, but it's not that strong on by itself. Laboratory is actually very interesting because enchant a non-enchanted item for the fight. That's what it says. And also, charge your enchanted items for 1 second, increase this item's cooldown by 1 second for the fight. You're going to get random enchantments on your items, but does it mean that you do not want to enchant your items to get more value out of it? Probably not. And since it's gold here, I assume it starts at gold. You will probably find it rather late during your run, but it's going to be fun to try it out. And yeah, here, Memento Mori. See, the first time you would die each fight, heal for 1 and take no damage for 1 second. I guess this is going to be a good addition to our Bottled Tornado and Crocodile Tears, because you start the Sandstorm, you are getting essentially deleted really quickly, but when you die, you get like 1 more second, so in that second you can sort of outlive your opponent. I assume this is going to be actually a really good item. And also, look at the art. Like, this is the old Mac, sort of. Well, technically it's a young Mac. Yeah, but you'll know all about it when we do a lore video. Okay, so this is another sort of shadow government special, because if you've watched the episode where we talked about the characters that we would like to see in the future, I invented a wizard, and I invented an item that was a homunculus that copied an item on the left or on the right and changed itself into this item, and here it is. transform into the medium item to the left of this for the fight. You can essentially copy another medium item, and I think there will be some shenanigans with this item. You will be able to do some silly combos with it. We have also Oil Lantern. This is an item that would, for example, like Infinity Potion, because it says when you gain regeneration, charge this to second, and it burns. So as you remember, Infinity Potion gained you regeneration on a 3-second cooldown. I mean, it's not the greatest combo, but it definitely has some synergy with it. Look here, Potion, transform into 2 small potions for the fight. So after 2 seconds, you are going to get 2 random potions. It's more of a meme, I guess, but I really like the idea of, like, you know, this is a bottle with random bottles inside. I don't know, it feels silly. And also, I wonder if having more ammo on it is going to, you know, change anything. Like, if it's going to give more ammo to the potions that it's going to actually spawn. Who knows, but there's a lot to test. And yeah, the Runic Blade, the one I was talking about earlier, this fits the lifesteal build, you know, lifesteal weapons. Crit chance 100%, built-in lifesteal, and when you crit, double this item's damage for the fight. I mean, 12 seconds is rather painful, but if you can, you know, somehow reduce the cooldown, it looks sort of like Atlas Stone, but I have never seen one Atlas Stone build, so I'm not really sure if this is going to be usable, but who knows. And also Runic Daggers, very similar idea, lifesteal, crit chance 100%, and when you crit with another item, charge this 1 second, 10 damage multicast. Though we already have Runic Dagger, and this is Runic Daggers, so I hope there won't be any confusion here. But yeah, I feel like this was strange naming convention actually. But let's go further. Runic Potion, well, haste your lifesteal weapons. So yeah, another piece to boost your lifesteal weapons build, and also it gives one of your weapons lifesteal, so you may actually run something without lifesteal and sort of have this as a bridge between those two items, you know, just to sort of splash another item into your lifesteal weapons build. Yeah, we have Smelling Salts, which slows, and when you slow, haste an item to the left for this for 1 second. And I think this could be actually pretty cool. This part is rather useless, it's not that big of a deal. But here, well, if you pair it with Clamera or Dock Lines, could be fun. And my favorite right here, it's unfortunately rather low resolution, but, you know, look at this art. What the hell is this? This is a Weaselpede. And yeah, it freezes one item, and while your enemy has poison, this has +1 multicast. So essentially it's like Snow Globe, but on one hand better and on one hand worse, so who knows. There's a lot of poison sources for Mark, so I guess maybe you could fairly reliably make this always have multicast. Yeah, that was the last one. That was a giant video actually. Thanks for watching. I hope you managed to stay until the end. Let's wait for Mac, and, you know, like, subscribe, all that YouTube jazz, and bye!